so that should be starting now as well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get everyone checked in here. So it looks like we have a Jordan Finley. Hi, Jordan. You can unmute for me. Jordan, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Wes, are you there?
Hey, dude, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, Jordan, are you with us? All right, looks like we're having some audio issues.
I think I'm muted, but I can't.
So, no, I can hear you. Can you hear me, Mr. Finley? Might just be the volume on his computer.
Yeah, that could be.
Sometimes the simplest explanation is the one that works. Let's see. Can you hear me over there in the room there? If you can, if you could just unmute. Can you hear me? For the folks that are in the room there with the hat, if you can hear me, I can't hear you. It says you're connected to audio, so I'm not really sure why.
Maybe people could re-log in again or something, isn't it?
Yeah, let me see if I can get some phone number so I can call people.
Can you type?
Nope.
Yeah. So yeah, sorry folks, we can't hear you over on this end. I'm gonna see what I can do to troubleshoot this real quick.
Sure.
Mr. Finley, just doing a check here. Can you hear me?
Here, I'll try this.
Come to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
The folks in the room under Sadie, I'm assuming that's a Vineyard. Can you guys can hear me? Can you try saying something? Huh? Still nothing. So there is a dial-in number. You may be able to call on a cell phone and join via audio that way and keep the screen open with the video. So are you guys aware of what the dial-in number is? It's in the Zoom link invitation in the email that you got. But I could also, let's see. I can read it off to you if you'd like. Just give me a thumbs up if you want me to read it off to you, or if you're going to find it in the email. Okay. It's 1-309-205-3325. Go ahead and give that a try. I'm going to try to communicate with Mr. Finley. Mr. Finley, call me. Call me.
Can you hear me now by chance?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay. I couldn't until I called in,
Okay.
but then weirdly enough, you couldn't hear me when I was talking on my phone and muted the computer. But now I have everything unmuted and it seems to be working.
Okay. Yeah, I could hear you that whole time. You just, it was clear you couldn't hear me. And then we're having some issues with the audio with Vineyard too, but it looks like they're joining by phone here. And so
Okay.
hopefully we'll be able to get audio from them via the phone. So there's a way to the folks over at Vineyard, there's a way to unmute on the phone. I think it might just be a number you have to press, but if you can unmute on your phone and try to speak through that. Because your phone's in the meeting, so it just needs to be, should just be an unmute. So I think might be *6. There we go.
Got it. Can you hear me?
I can, yes. Now I think you'll have to mute your. Can you turn off the volume on your computer? Maybe I think there might be an. I don't know. Sometimes there's an
Yeah,
echo
I got
on
you.
both. Okay. Does it still have the echo there? Okay.
Yeah,
Here's
that's
better.
gone now. Good deal. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
sorry,
I don't know
guys.
what was going on.
Yeah, I promise
Yep.
that it's usually not that clunky. So I don't know what.
No, I know.
But
It's all good.
okay, great. Welcome everyone. My name is David Sturkey. I'm the zoning hearing examiner. I already started our
Hey, David.
live stream and our recording. Just so you know, all of these are recorded and kept on file with the city. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. I need to read through the procedural script here, and then as soon as I finish that, we'll jump right into the presentations here. So this is the November 9th, 2022 session of the zoning hearing examiner docket. My name is David Sturkey. I'm the zoning hearing examiner. The case before us today is case number ZH20220153. The purpose of this hearing is to allow applicants and any potential opposing parties to testify and to offer and refute evidence and testimony. The hearing will follow the rules found in the zoning code and the supplemental rules of the zoning hearing examiner. All testimony and evidence that an applicant or any opposing party wishes to offer must be presented at this hearing. The hearing will proceed as follows. The applicant, the applicant's attorney, or the applicant's agent will first present the applicant's case. If there were anyone here from the public, I would give them an opportunity to speak after the applicant had presented its case. For our purposes here today, it looks like we have the owner and the applicant here are the only folks other than the zoning plans examiner that are present. So I'll give Mr. Finley and Vineyard Construction an opportunity. I mean, you guys can one of you can tell me about the project, or both of you, however you guys want to orient it, is completely fine with me. And really, I just want to hear background on the project, why you think it's appropriate, why I should grant the relief, things like that. I'll go to Wes and I'll give him an opportunity to provide any additional testimony on top of his staff report that he's already submitted. And then I'll ask some questions along the way. I'll let you guys make any closing remarks, and then we'll wrap it up. After all presentations have been made, I will close the hearing. Decisions may be expected within 2 weeks. I may limit or exclude any testimony that I deem irrelevant or outside the scope of the application being considered. I may interrupt speakers to ask questions or to make comments. I can also choose to exclude hearsay evidence, which is essentially just statements made by someone who's not present at this hearing. I think that's it. In the event of any technical difficulties, which we've already seen, I'll do my best to troubleshoot those on the fly. Yeah, I think that's it. So at this point, I just need to swear in all of our witnesses. The zoning code requires all testimony to be sworn testimony. And so if you intend on providing any testimony here today, then I'll go ahead and swear you in now. If that's you, if you could just raise your right hand, I need everyone to answer out loud. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thanks, guys. All right, who's going to be taking the lead here on telling me about the project?
I can do so.
Okay. And yeah, if I could have your name too.
Yeah, David, my name is Troy Vineyard.
Then Troy.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Troy, the floor is yours.
Thank you. So Jordan, he got a new house built there pretty recently, and yard is a bit unusable. So the idea was to get a deck in order for him to enjoy his backyard, and that's the main idea. You know, we've got soil testing approved. Just the structure, the way the houses are built, they're a little tightly built, but in order for him to enjoy his backyard at all, you know, with a small hillside there and whatnot, you know, some sort of a structure would be in order for him to enjoy it at all. So we've got a little walkway kind of going to the side in the driveway, and then a relatively small deck on the back, you know, of the house as well. And we're just looking for approval to carry on with the scope that we've given.
Gotcha. Okay, I see. Yeah, I mean, what is the rear setback limit there?
Rear setback limit in this case is
It's 20 feet.
yeah.
So is the yard even 20 feet?
I'm sorry?
Is the yard even 20 feet deep? I mean, does
the yard
house comply with the setback?
It's let's see, it's 26.
Got it. Okay.
So
I mean, would it be
we're looking to build out 8 feet.
Sorry, go ahead.
We're looking to build out the width of the house, the back of the house, and 8 feet out.
Got it.
So
Okay.
it's awful close, yeah.
Okay. Would it be possible to build a deck back there and comply with the setback?
It's possible. It's just it'd be more of a walkway, and that couple extra feet really goes a long way to make it usable. We certainly could have the posts, you know, the structural posts in the ground 6 feet away from the house, and have the deck overhang a few feet, which would be kind of a normal way we'd build. You know, I don't know if that helps at all, but
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be ideal if we could go the 8 feet, which is still fairly minimal at that.
Yeah. And does that backs right up to an alley there, right? Okay.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And then it's all commercial
kind of
on Gilbert?
Correct.
Okay. Let's see, and maybe Mr. Finley might have a better sense of this, but that row of houses there on your streets, do any of them have decks? I mean, are decks common in this neighborhood? Oh, no. Jordan, I'm sorry, man. I can't hear you now.
How about this?
Yes.
So I can tell you that there is one deck, maybe 2 or 3 houses down from me, but it's not one of the new construction homes. That being said, I've talked to my 2 neighbors as a part of this process, and they would both be interested in building decks if I'm able to get mine approved. So yeah, there is a desire, but none are built right now because the homes were just constructed in January of 2021.
Got it. Okay. All right. Thanks. Anything else from either Mr. Finley or Mr. Vineyard before I give Wes an opportunity to weigh in here?
I'm hoping we can move forward with the build so Mr. Finley can enjoy his back property, because otherwise, like I said, with the way it's structured, he's not going to be able to. It's not a usable backyard. It's what I would call a deck backyard. You know, it needs some sort of structure for him to use it and enjoy it.
Yeah, is it sloped in the rear?
It starts sloping. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so is that
So-
what you mean when you say not usable backyard? Like it's hard to make use of that space otherwise without a deck because of the slope and the size?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So therefore, concrete patios out. You know, there's not many other options.
Yeah. Okay, I see that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wes, you want to add anything?
Yeah, I just want to outline maybe a little bit of a correction. I found the site plan for the original house construction, and I put it in the staff report on page 4. So the existing rear setback is 22 feet, not 26, which was mentioned earlier. So the 8-foot deck
okay.
would go into the 20-foot required setback by 6 feet, I think, the 14-foot variance. So I would suggest that a deck is not viable to build and without a variance, because the remaining setback allowed is only 2 feet from the house to the setback line. So I just want to kind of clarify that. And then the house, the lot is fairly narrow, and the house is 70 feet deep. So it's a kind of maybe a little bit longer house than normal, but that's because the lot's narrow. Like they made the house deeper, and as a result of the deeper house, there's less room in the back for any kind of deck. Thanks.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. All right. I don't think I have a whole lot of outstanding questions on this one, guys. Let's see. Anything else, Mr. Finley or Mr. Vineyard, you'd like to share before we adjourn here today?
I don't know if it makes any difference legally or for the purposes of this hearing, but I would just say that land, that 22 feet back there, it's virtually completely unusable. If we do encroach into that space, it wouldn't pose any sort of encroachment or anything to any neighboring properties. I know that you said hearsay is not necessarily permissible, but I did talk to both of my neighbors. They received the notice of this hearing. Both had obligations other than this, but like I said, oh, we 100% support that. In fact, if you get it approved, we're probably going to build decks ourselves. So all of the interested parties near me are all completely in support, and honestly would like to do the same thing if permitted.
Okay. Well, yeah, yeah. Did you want to add anything, Troy?
No, I'm in agreement completely with Jordan. Unusable space. I think it's I know there's zoning, and that's why we're here. But the back space, if you were to actually see it and be back there, it's unusable for him, and it's unusable for anyone else for that matter. I don't see any harm at all. I think it adds value to his property and adds use to his property, and I think it's 100% valid, in my opinion, anyway. So, and I also just wanted to ask, what's the chances, what's the likelihood of this getting approved, in your opinion, or are we to that stage yet?
Sure. Well, yeah, let's get right to it. So I've had a chance to review the application materials. I'm familiar with this area. I think based on the fact that this is basically, the backyard's basically unusable without some sort of deck infrastructure there. It backs up to an alley in a commercial district or a series of commercial buildings. I think it would be impractical to strictly enforce the zoning code in this matter. And so I'm going to approve the application for the deck. I need to formalize that decision in a written opinion. That's typically what takes a couple weeks for me to get out. As soon as I finish that decision, I put it into a PDF. I'll email it to everybody who's in the hearing here today. And as soon as you have that copy of that PDF, then you can work with Wes, and Wes can approve the permitting. So to answer your question, it's approved right now. But it won't, Wes won't be able to approve the permitting until I've actually got the written decision on file. So I will, I will work on that and get that out to you as soon as I can. I think it's a reasonable project. I don't think it's any detriment to the neighborhood or to the neighbors and stuff. I think it's appropriate. Any questions about any of that?
Not on my end. Thank you so much for taking the time and understanding. Yeah. Sure,
absolutely. If you guys have any questions in the meantime, feel free to reach out to myself or to Wes. And if you want a status update on the decision, you can reach out to me directly and I'll let you know. Other than that, good luck with the project. It looks great. That's it. Hope you have a wonderful day. We are adjourned.